It's Happy Wednesday. Today we are wrapping up our final week of our series called Popular. And we've been talking about a certain word that all of us can achieve in life, even you as a middle school student. And that word is influence. So, what does it have to do with today? See, influence has the ability to be both a positive thing, but you can also lose influence. Here's what I mean. Have you ever had a situation, maybe something embarrassing or a choice you made where everyone remembers you for that one thing? See, mine's pretty funny and lighthearted. When I was in 8th grade, I was walking down the hallway, and my school had lockers. And I was known for not really paying attention to where I was going. And I was walking, and I was trying to get to my locker to get to my next class, and I ran into someone else's locker door and fell flat on my face. Everyone down the hallway knew. I started laughing, and before I even got to the next class, so many of my classmates knew, and they weren't even in that hallway. And so for my whole 8th grade year, that's what I was known for, is the girl that slammed her face in a locker. And even though that's a funny story, I guarantee you there's maybe a situation or choice you've made, maybe one you're regretting, or one that you feel shame or guilt for. And that you feel people, when they think of you, they think of that one thing you've done. And that has the ability to affect our influence. See, influence can be a great thing, can be used for changing people's lives, and just like we've been talking about. But with having influence also has a lot of responsibility. And see, as quick as you can gain influence, you can also lose it. And we brought up a guy in the Bible this last week, and his name was Peter. And Peter was a great guy. He's known for being a disciple of Jesus. And after Jesus left earth, he gave Peter the responsibility to establish the church, and so he did that. But see, Peter wasn't always that way. See, Peter had his flaws. He had moments where his influence would have probably been taken away. So we're going to look into that. So the first story that we're going to jump into is in Luke chapter 22, starting in verse 56. So let me pick this up. This is in a time where Jesus is about to die. He's about to go to the cross. He's actually already been arrested, and he's waiting for his court case, or his hearing, so to speak. And so the disciples are trying to figure out what's going on. And some of them are hiding because a lot of the people in the town probably would have accused them of being Jesus's followers. And so this is where we pick up. It says here, "And when they had kindled a fire in the middle of the courtyard and sat down there, Peter sat down among them. Then a servant girl, seeing him as he sat in the light and looking closely at him, said this man was also with him. But he denied it, saying, 'Woman, I do not know him.'" See, what we learn here is Peter just denied knowing Jesus. See, only a couple hours before that, Jesus was sitting at a dinner table, and he told Peter that he was going to deny him 3 times. And Peter said, "Surely not. Surely I'm not going to deny you." But y'all, this story goes from bad to worse. See, 2 more people accused Peter of following Jesus, and he denied him 3 times, just as Jesus had said. And in that moment, Peter knew what he had done, and that Jesus had foretold him what he was going to do. See, many times like that, we feel like our mistakes are the end of our story. That we're never going to be able to gain our influence back. Or that because of the choices we've made, where else do I have to go? What else do I have to look for? Jesus can't save me. But that's the furthest from the truth, and even for Peter. So we're going to jump to another book in the Bible called John. And so this is another gospel where it's looking at the story of Jesus. And this is after Jesus had gone to the cross and was resurrected, and he was walking around appearing to some of the disciples. And so this is where we pick up. Jesus had appeared to Peter. So it's in John chapter 21, verse 15. And it says here, when they had finished breakfast, Jesus said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these?" And he said to him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." And he said to him, "Feed my lambs." And if you continue on in that story, Jesus asked Peter 3 times if he loved him. See, what Jesus was doing was he was undoing the mistake that Peter had done. By Peter denying Jesus 3 times, Jesus is asking Peter, "Do you love me?" 3 times. And what we can learn by that is that our mistakes do not have to be the end of our story. That Jesus can undo them. And so for you, you may be in here, and even at a middle school age, we all make mistakes. We are going to make bad choices in life. But it doesn't have to end there. Who are you going to trust? When you lean in and trust Jesus, just as Peter did here, he undid Peter's wrong. And because of that, Peter was able to go on and do great things for Jesus. He was able to go and tell people. And he's not talking about just lambs and farm animals. No, he's talking about the people who will follow Jesus. He's talking about the future church. Feed my lambs. Give them the word. Give them living hope. So, you may be sitting here watching this and you're saying, "Yeah, well, I think my mistake is too far for Jesus to forgive." No, it's not. And Jesus loves you. And he can undo any mistake. By you just leaning in and trusting him, Jesus can take that wrong and make it right. And so I encourage you, as if that's the thing, is one, is reflect what's holding you back. What could be something you are doing that can make you lose influence? But 2, it's so important to confess it. Find a trusted adult that you can talk to and say, "Hey, I've messed up and I've made some bad choices, but I want to make it right. I want to make my relationship right with Jesus." Reach out to me. Reach out to your small group leader and talk with them. But 2, go the opposite way. Turn away from that and run as fast as you can towards Jesus. And I guarantee you, he will use you to make big things happen. So, this concludes our popular series. Next week, we're going to be starting a new series, so tune in with us. We hope you have a great week. Bye, Midway students. Hey, Megan back here. I hope you had a great time listening to this message. I want to go over a couple things with you. Is one, be expected to receive a phone call from someone on our student ministry team. We want to know how we can be praying for you and your family during this time. Second is, if you or your family has a need, please reach out and let us know. If your family doesn't have groceries and you're in need of food, please reach out to us. We want to help any way we can. Third is, be on the lookout for your small group leaders to reach out as well. We're coming up with creative ways on how to continue to create community, and one of those ways is Google Hangouts. Yes, you already use that in schools, and so we're going to maximize on that and create spaces where you continue to have these small group discussions and continue to deepen in your discipleship process. So, if you have any questions, please reach out to me. My email is megan@midwaychurch.com. We're looking forward to hearing from you.